I'm a lot more careful with the shit that I laugh about today. Because someone else's situation could hit home at a moment's notice. The interconnectedness of all life is the essence of us, as is quoted in the Bible and early mythology. In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. The first decree to present life was written as "Let there be light." So, let's dissect that for a moment. Light generates heat, which produces energy. So once the Earth's sphere cooled down, the primordial waters boiled so that single-celled organisms could form on land and in the oceans. So imagine coral reefs and bacteria reproducing, then being swept away by the elements. They became bigger cells, creating an array of species that eventually led to the human beings. So, the declaration of bringing forth light was you and me. Think about it. We live through cycles. The phases of waxing and waning moons, cloud shifts and disappointments, trials and tribulations, earth changes and goes back again. The overcrowding and shouting around the environment leaves us to interpret the outside madness within ourselves. And that could be harmful. The dark and the light spin in a cycle, just like the yin and yang symbol. The snake reaching its highest point of consciousness then devours itself to be renewed. Even the constellation goes through changes. That's why no matter where you're standing, the biggest room in the world is that for improvement. See, the reason why I'm so cautious about what I find so funny is how shit comes back to me. I was asleep the whole time. I thought that things were as they should be. Then I grew a little more knowledgeable. I found out that everything I manifest reverberates and creates a similar situation elsewhere in the vortex. So most likely a crisis that came out of nowhere actually didn't. I'm way more sincere and empathetic towards what I find comical today. I've gotten wiser. I'll never go back to joking about every damn thing, because whether you believe that God's watching or the cosmics are to blame, you'll find it much easier to keep a straight face. The sun rises and shines in cycles. From the beginning of life to the end, we experience the divine feminine and the sacred masculine because we're born from that duality. It's the very premise of all beliefs in religion, although some don't want you to think that deep, because it threatens their power. Greed. All the faith you'll ever need is within you, so don't ever think we're as divided as the plot thickens amongst social politics. Grand risings, kings and queens.